Hello and welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. I have two blended Scotch whiskies, neither one of which are really that famous, but this is White Horse. It's kind of famous, but I really don't hear a lot of people talking about it. But it's all right. This is White Horse, established. Now I don't care what date they put on the bottle, but it was that was when the White Horse Inn was established in Scotland. But this whiskey was actually established in 1890. They first sold it in 1890. And yes, it was named after the White Horse Inn over there, and which was a link between Scotland and London. Okay. This is a glass bottle, so it's a lot nicer looking than what I'm about to show you. And I do not see this around. I know where to find it. There's one store, at least one store that sells it. It's called Star. And they're in Kenner, Louisiana, and they have two locations in Kenner. Well, they actually have one in Gretna also. That's three locations. They may have more, but I'm not aware of them. And that's where I found this. And it was like, well, $36.99 for this handle. For a handle now, 1,750 milliliters. This is now under the control of Diageo, because Diageo's bought a bunch of distilleries, and this is using Lagavulin single malt. All right, so they're touting that on the website. I'm going to show you in a minute that they use Lagavulin as their single malt to really spruce it up and make it taste yum yum. I'm very simple, says Mr. R. Man, when I see a YouTube notification that says Louisiana Beer Reviews, I click. There's no contention. Good idea, Mr. R. Hector Lopez says, cheers, Ronald. Haoud Khan says, definitely going to look for some White Horse at this liquor warehouse near me in Maryland. Polished off some Dewar's and PBRs yesterday, having a room temperature natty bow right now. Room temperature, no, don't do it. I found Bow Ice in 2010. National Bohemian Ice, 5.8. Kept a can too, just to prove it, because I knew people would think I was lying. Let's begin this taste challenge. We are. Will there be Thundering Thursday or Fandango Friday this week, says Joe Hill. 6:30 Eastern. I have a feeling down inside. Oh, yeah, says Mr. R. He says that everybody had a good year. Everybody let their hair down. White Horse will take the win, but maybe not. Well, it'll definitely win. Okay, so that's the tag for this. I've been drinking wines. I found Natural Ice, but they wanted $14 for a 12-pack. No way, Jose. Oh, yeah, they're out of their minds. I can get a 30-pack for $21. 30-pack. I got ripped off at a Mexican restaurant today. They had this beef enchilada. It was called something, I don't remember the name. It was some like fanciful name. And it was the beef enchilada, rice and beans. So I got the enchilada, and I said, I wanted it to go, when I opened up that clamshell, that styrofoam. And I asked a girl, I said, doesn't this come with rice? She says, no. Just like that, no. I was like, okay, I should have grabbed that menu off the counter and said, wait a minute, this says with beans and rice. But I was like, I'm just not going to go back. I'll never go back to that place. But I was like, I was hot. I was like, now, did that enchilada taste good? Yeah, it was great. Tasted great. But I mean, I was like, man, don't play games with me. Now they got two other locations, one in Metairie, Louisiana, one in New Orleans. And when I go to those other locations, I'm going to be carefully looking at that menu. I'm going to say, hey, your other location, and so on and so on. I don't go for that kind of stuff, you know. Um, okay. Anyway, we got to hurry up because we got that press conference coming up. That's going to be something, huh? Can't go wrong with Mexican food. Too bad they ripped you off. I know. The guacamole was fine. The sour cream was fine. But I mean, I looked at the menu online. I got home and I looked at the menu. Boy, I was so mad. Beef enchilada with beans and rice. I got a beef enchilada. You notice I never said anything next because there was no next. Wow, I was so aggravated. I might go back and tell them, y'all ripped me off. Just want to let you know that. Somebody sent me a text about Paul Scanes for the Pirates. He had 11 strikeouts today. They won the game 1-0. They won, so 1-0 doesn't matter. 100-0, 1-0, you won. So, but 22 years old. Okay, I hate being ripped off. I know the feeling. Would you recommend Old Granddad? Never had it. I would recommend it. The 80 proof and the 100 proof. I prefer the 80 proof because I'm more of an 80 proof guy, but the 100 proof is great. They're both great. I don't care what anybody says. My friend David says that's old man whiskey. You go drink that at some old man bar. I said, well, okay. I said, whatever you say, that's fine with me, but I like it. I'm gonna talk good about Old Granddad. Is California already being hit with the JB inflation, says Hector. Already? You mean for like 3 years? Old man whiskey, haha. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, Old Granddad. I told him, I said, come on, Old Granddad is good. Well, but whatever the case, nobody has to like anything. You drink whatever you like. Like I say, it makes no difference to me what you drink, especially since I'm not paying for it. Now, if I had to pay for it, well, now that would be a problem. Okay, so I already showed you that the WD is lighter in appearance. I don't think they're adding coloring because I don't think they want to spend the extra 2 or 3 cents per bottle per barrel to add the coloring. I mean, they're doing it that cheap. So $16.99, and yeah, let's see, 17 times 2 is 34. Yeah, it's about twice. You might find this for 34. This White Horse, I doubt it, but you might. I'm talking about the big bottle. So is it going to be twice as good? Well, more than likely, yes. So here we go. Let me mix it up a few more times because I don't want to be over here getting influenced by, I want to do it right. If I get it right, I'll get it right. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong. I can live with that. Well, in this case, I wouldn't be able to live with that because I should never get this WD mixed up with a famous brand like White Horse. I mean, I know it's a famous common brand, like Johnny Walker Red or Dewar's or what they call that one? I would say Bell's, but I never had that one, so I can't use that word. I got a big bottle in my cabinet. Not Dewar's. I have that. Not Buchanan's, but those are all good examples. Comes kind of that square bottle. You got like 20 different age ranges on different ones. Valentine. Somebody told me Valentine, that's trash. I looked at him like, you came all the way here from Argentina. No, you came all the way over here from Nicaragua to tell me this? He's from Nicaragua. He loved Dewar's and Dewar's 12 year. But I wasn't buying it. I was like, I don't think so. All right. Poor old Robert died, I'm afraid. But I just took issue with that, saying that Valentine's was trash. I was like, that ain't no trash. He probably never tried Winn-Dixie WD Liquors scotch. It's like people say Budweiser is trash. I say, really? You ever had Rockwall Ice? They say Rockwall Ice? I never heard of that. I say, try that. You would think Budweiser is the best beer in the world. Or Beer 30 Ice. Oh, no. This smells really nice. This smells nice. This smells like victory. You know what I mean? Like it's got quality. Victory. Let's look at this one. Oh, get out of my face. This smells like caramel candies. Now, you see, it's funny because I like caramel candies. Kraft, they're okay. I mean, they're good. But they're not like Werther's Originals or Riesling. But you say, well, hey, I just bought a bag of Riesling the other day, and I had that for a couple of days after lunch as a dessert. What are you talking about? That's good stuff. I love those little caramel melts. Yeah, I get that. But should whiskey taste like that? Or smell like that? Ooh, oh, no, people. I see why y'all got bought out WD, because this is not right. Is Aldi going to change anything? Not with this, because you ever tried Aldi beers? If you try any beer from Aldi, that's like the first thing you're going to say. What is this? Why does it taste like this? It's strange. I never had that flavor in a beer before. You know, so like that's a perfect marriage, really, in a way. Off. Well, that's a good term. Off. All right. Taste. I know it's not going to be a contest. Oh, I forgot to do the screenshot. I will. Hold on. Ha ha ha. There is no way on planet Earth that this is WD Liquors Blended Scotch Whisky. That is impossible. There is no way you would ever get a product of this quality for no 16. I'm sorry for my bad English. For $16.99. That is not going to happen. Although you might find one for $14.99, like I did when I found the Dewar's 12 year. Yeah, you heard me right. The Dewar's 12 year, a handle glass bottle for $14.99. I'm not even joking about that. But that's, well, we won't bring that up. But it's true though. But you're never going to find a whiskey this good for no $16.99. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? You are not my. All right. Is it smooth? Oh, so very smooth. Are there any harsh edges on it? Never. Is it easy drinking? What? Well, about the easiest thing you ever drink. Oh yeah, this is nice. Mm-mm-mm. I am so glad I bought that White Horse. Oh yeah. Now let's move on to less kind of, I don't know what they call that situation. I can't even smell it. Oh, all right, taste. Oh well, no. Oh no. I don't know what kind of game they're trying to play, and it's a game. This is, you know, what's funny. Okay, I'm gonna call it Winn-Dixie Scotch, WD Scotch. Yeah, obviously. Funny thing about it. Funny thing about it. There might be people that have grown up in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida who drink Scotch, and they might tell their friends, "Man, I love Scotch. Scotch is my kind of whiskey." But they might only ever drink this. Like, it's like, well, what Scotch you ever drink? You're 39 years old. Oh, I bought Winn-Dixie Scotch years ago when I turned 21, and I liked it, and I kept buying it. It's like, oh, really? You ever tried any other Scotch whiskeys? Oh no, that's my game plan. I'm on to that. It's like, yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Don't ever try any other Scotch whiskeys, because guess what? If you do, you'll never buy Winn-Dixie again. It will shatter all your dreams and your hopes. So, I mean, technically, there could be people that think this is what Scotch tastes like. Like, oh yeah, I like Scotch. I've been drinking Winn-Dixie Scotch since 19 whatever. But man, look, no way, baby. All right, let's look at the comments. Any more wine reviews? Yes, I did Wink and Al Sangria. I've been sipping on Taylor Port wine. Oh yeah, it's strong. Hector, you can't. If I had a bottle of Taylor Port, I would drink about that much each day. That would be it. No way I'd drink more than that. That stuff's scary. I knew that internet thing where people were drinking those big old glasses of Taylor Port. I said, this won't. I told people at work, I said, that won't last. I said, because they'll never go back a second time. They'll be so sick if they don't go to the hospital. If they do recover, they'll never do it again. I said, Taylor Port, that's weaponized, man. You can't guzzle that stuff. You can't guzzle that stuff. That's dangerous. So I mean, I knew that wasn't gonna last, and I'm glad it didn't. Now, do I like Taylor Port? I like it. Certainly, I don't love it, but I like it. I like it. It's fine. Uh, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Old man whiskey. Haha. Yeah. I mean, that's what he said. Any. Okay. Craft Beer Tastic said that White Horse looks like your typical well brand found at the local biker bar around here. A well brand. Is White Horse a well whiskey? I don't know about that. It could be down in the holler. Craft Beer Tastic, what state are you in? Because we have bars like that. Okay, like we have bars like that, like Snake and Jake's. Snake and Jake's. Okay, so here's White Horse. Now they're on it, so I don't know. Do companies brag on their whiskeys? Okay, go into the heritage of it. 1742. Interesting facts. I'd like to have the regular bottle. That's nice. How to make a highball. Well, we're not going to show the video. How to make a White Horse highball. Hey, wait a minute. My bottle doesn't have that horse on it, that embossed horse. Mine has a different label. Blended Scotch Whisky. Oh, well, maybe I have the newer label or maybe I have the older label, but that one has the horsey on it. I don't have that. Flavor. Well, that's Scotland. So they're using the English and Scottish way of spelling flavor. So they might have different bottles. White Horse, full-bodied, peaty flavor and a warm aftertaste. The whiskey leaves oak, smoke, and toffee on the nose and has a finish that is long and slightly complex. Notes of oak, spices, and creamy vanilla. Best served as a neat serve, complementing a friend. So they're suggesting that the best way you could drink this is neat and pairing it with a Dos Cavallino. The smooth and smoky taste of White Horse, best served neat. Okay, so the best way to drink it is neat. Let me try this. Oh, yeah, that was the Winn-Dixie. What am I thinking? Juice, a highball, White Horse, and sparkling apple juice. Well, don't about that. Ask Hunter S. Thompson. Then they give you a quiz you can take. Now, Scotch whiskey from Winn-Dixie, $16.99 until August 20th. Well, I'll say this much. If you live in Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, or Louisiana, and you want to do this to yourself, go ahead, buy it. Go ahead, do it. But don't come crying to me about it. I got ripped off today because they didn't give me what I was supposed to get off the menu. If you go buy that, don't say you got ripped off because you chose to buy that, and that was the full thing. I got no beans and no rice. I'm going to tell them, believe me. They got 2 other locations. I will definitely tell them. Mountains of Western Pennsylvania. Oh, you live in the West, close to Pittsburgh. Okay. Paul Skanes. Y'all got a good pit. Hey, Jay, says Alex. Nice to see you again. I hate liquor neat. I prefer it on the rocks. Well, you may as well drink it any way you like. I don't like ice on it, but like I say, however you want to have it, that's fine, you know. All right, let's finish this off because this is enough. Is there any competition between these two? Honestly, no. Is it worth twice the money? White Horse. Yeah, clearly it is. Is WD or Winn-Dixie Blended Scotch Whisky worth anything? I don't know. I don't think it's good. I give it a 72 out of 100, which is a C minus. It's low average. I don't like it. Are there any positive attributes? Well, I mean, they don't add coloring. Doesn't look like they're adding coloring. Big deal. But it's not because they think it's wrong to add coloring. They probably didn't add coloring because they don't want to pay the money to do it. I mean, this is like a Castaway. All right, let's finish up the White Horse with the Lagavulin. I mean, Lagavulin is a serious product. I mean, it's a really good. If you get a bottle of Lagavulin Scotch, you got something there, but you ain't getting it for no $34 unless you get a little sample. All right. That is so smooth. Now, it's not perfect. It has like a popcorn undertaste. Now, you might laugh and say, popcorn. Yeah, it's like popcorn, you know, because I bet you 80% of this stuff is grain whiskey a la corn. Unsalted popcorn, you know, for the dieters. But you know what I'm saying? No, I mean, it's like Yeah, it's got Lagavulin giving it a little character, but the main flavor really is like corn. Corn, well, whatever format you want it to be consumed in, corn grits, corn on the cob, corn bread, corn flour, cornmeal. Yeah, it's nice though. But to say it's amazing, no, no one's gonna say that. No one in their right mind. Alex says I hate liquor meat. Oh yeah. Tom says cheers, clinking the champagne glass. Cheers to you. Man, but this thing here, this is a total mess. Oh man, that's wrong. That's not right. Y'all got to do better than this. Now I've had cheap Sazerac Scotch whiskies. They made the Inver House. Well, okay, they bottled it. I think it's made by a different company in Scotland. Inver House, but that's all right though. Inver House is okay, not amazing by any means. Highland Mist. Yeah, I mean Highland Mist is all right. And they used 4 different regions. They used the Isla, the Speyside, the Lowland, and the Highland. And about 80% grain whiskey. But I mean, the Highland Mist is all right. Maybe that's why it's been on the market since 1956. And the funny thing about it, it's the same price as this. It's like, why would I buy this for $16.99 when I could go to Albertsons and pay $16.99 for Highland Mist, which is clearly better in every way. Now, I know Highland Mist is under Barton Imports. It's brought under Barton, which is part of Sazerac, but maybe they got a different team or something. I mean, it's possible, although probably very unlikely. But I mean, Highland Mist is credible. Like you could buy that and say, well, it's okay. Even what's that stuff that they still sell in the handles over there, a mile away? Sir Malcolm. I mean, that's cheap. That's been cheap since it hit the market in 1967. It did have a different owner, but it got bought out by Sazerac. I mean, give me a break. Sir Malcolm would destroy this. And Sir Malcolm ain't even that great. But Sir Malcolm would wipe this out. There would be no reasonable competition between those two. And Sir Malcolm is like $18.99 for the regular price. Maybe $19.99. But this is the sales price, $16.99, so there's no chance. That would never, well, I don't think it would beat anything. I don't think this would beat anything. Every Scotch whiskey I got, I'm talking about blended Scotch whiskeys I've got, they will destroy this. I mean, it'll be more difficult for some, like maybe Winn. No, I think they all win easily. I was going to say that I think it's a private label from Total Wine. But it'll win. I think it'll win. You'll see it coming up. You'll see. Okay, cheers, says Alex, clinking the mugs and clapping. Not bad for the 750 milliliter. What you talking about? What do you mean not bad for a 750 milliliter? Like what? Like what's not bad for a 750 milliliter? Braden Johnson says hello. Hello to you. So that's it. Now let's go watch the press conference. I'm sorry, you got to get out of here. WD Liquor Scotch, you got to get out of here. All right, bye, everybody.